Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Friday the 18th of September.
Welcome to this special Rise and Shine Rwanda weekly review show where we take you back through the best of the week here on Rise and Shine. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. My name is Fidelis Karangwa.
And I'm Regis Isheja. Over the next hour, we'll bring you a review of this week's top stories, analysis, debate, and insights into the stories making headlines here in Rwanda and across the world. Now, the Rise and Shine crew have throughout the week been diligently gathering and preparing everything you need to know about what's happening here in Rwanda and around the world. Edmond Kagire is not just one of the finest journalists we have in the country. To those in his inner circle, he's also a great father to 2 great daughters and a great husband as well. Now, recently he was diagnosed with a liver cancer, which will require him to have to travel to India for treatment. Edmond is not just a regular guest here at Rise and Shine Rwanda, we consider him family. Let's take a look back.
They put me on medication right away. So when we went there, the doctor sat and said, we have your results, but I'm going to tell you they don't look good, but I also have some good news for you. So he said the doctor has found that there's cancer in the tumor. But the good news is it is still localized there in the tumor. It has not spread to any other parts, at least from what we saw. And which in itself is good news. It's bad news, but good news at the same time. It's there, but it's still localized in the tumor. It hasn't moved beyond the tumor. I was a bit, of course, I was very shocked. I actually couldn't know what to say. I looked at my wife, she looked at me. Probably at that moment you could feel the world came down crashing with the feet.
He is 84 years old, a fine journalist, and the father to Leona and Laura. Edmond Kagire is determined to fight cancer, and the journey hasn't been easy.
I got a bit of a stomach upset. It was in the night. I waited for the next day. I went to see the doctor. It was about the beginning of August, first or 2nd August. So I decided to go see a doctor. He gave me some medication to ease the pain, but it never went away. So I went there the next day, and he asked me how I was feeling pain. What started as a stomach ache was now beginning to shift to the right side of my body, and it was this pain, this kind of pain that really you feel holds you. You can't move, you can't do anything with it. So he said, let's just do a quick scan and see the situation of some of the organs. So he checked, and he told me on the ultrasound he could see a tumor in the liver, big tumor. So I said, how come? I've not felt any pain, I've not had any background with the liver. So one thing led to another. We did 2 scans, the CT scan and the MRI scan, and eventually we settled on the discovery of the tumor, a big tumor on the liver. It was located and the size and everything, so the information was out there. On August 13, I did a biopsy at King Faisal. I waited for 3 weeks. The results came back. The doctor called me and said, come to see me. He said, can you tell me the results on phone? He said, no, I wish you come with your wife. We go through the results together. So I started being a bit suspicious because during all that time when I was going for treatment, I was going through some terrible pain, and probably when they did the biopsy, it worsened.
He's going through a lot right now, and he asks where he lives, which is the reason for the grief fund.
My life changed completely from the onset. I started asking myself many questions until probably when I met the doctor that I had another look, because the doctor said, this is treatable, this is manageable. At this point, we think at this stage it is manageable. We were lucky to find out early.
The only to rally behind his cause. Regis Mufusha, Rising Shine Rwanda. And joining us in studio now is someone who's really close to our show, Edmond Kajire. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Regis.
All right, now, of course, the public wants to know. This has become a public matter. I understand at first you really struggled with it because you wanted to keep it private, and that makes a lot of sense. But your wife talked you into making it public. You're a public figure yourself. Tell us about the first day and the first days and how tough it was coping with the news.
Yeah, thank you, Regis. It's a struggle I had within me when I first got the news. I was at war with myself. I was thinking, is this my news? Should I just keep it to myself, to my friends and family? Certainly I thought it shouldn't go beyond those circles, friends and family. And it's something I really stood up on. I had arguments with my friends who were helping me to raise money and stuff. But this was in the first days when I got the news. But I think naturally, as Rwandese, would like to keep our secrets to ourselves and probably our families. So as days went on, I think at the time I was reading a lot of negative stuff, But as time went on, I accepted the situation. I accepted the fact that I had cancer, and I had to look at it in a very positive way. What can we do that can inspire, not only me, but other people out there who are facing a similar situation. So we had another meeting with my friends, and we said we are going to do a round in our friends and family. After that, then we can see if we can, take it out there. You never know what could happen, The kind of work you do is public work, People know you out there in the public domain. So why don't you share this information? Because after all, it will go out there, people will get to know it. So I was a bit hesitant still. I said, let's give it time, probably for me to first figure out the modes of treatment and all that. So sometime this week, someone had called me from the US and asked me and encouraged me to do a GoFundMe, website. I opened a GoFundMe account. It's that crowdfunding website. So I went ahead and opened it. Actually, in my mind, I was opening it for people outside Rwanda. But as soon as it went out there, it was shared, it went viral, basically. And before I knew it, the people had refused to do stories. I think, I'm sorry for, I must apologize to EGA and Nyarwanda.com. They had asked me several times to do the story. And I said, first hold on. So when they got it out there in the public domain, they went ahead and did the stories. And surprisingly, the way people perceived the information, the encouragement, the positive feedback I got, everything was really shocking to me. And then I started asking myself, why all along did I want to keep this to myself? I mean, even if I kept it to myself, my fate would not change because I kept the information to myself. But certainly it is the most unfortunate decision I was going to make, not only to myself, but to other people out there who face a similar situation. So we let the information go out there. There are very many positives out of it. Personally, I've been encouraged. I feel much stronger right now. I certainly feel that I've already defeated the disease because of the love that is pouring in and all that.
You do look strong. I like that. When we actually had our conversation early on, I told you the way to approach this and the way we were going to approach it here, as not only as a show, but as a show where we feel you're part of the show. We're going to approach it in a very optimistic and positive way. That's the way to go.
Now, I think my first question would be, there's you whom we know as a family, and we cannot even imagine what you're going through. But there's also so many people out there there's probably someone watching the show who doesn't have a family like this to support them, and they're probably going through the same thing. What would you say has helped you to become strong and push through every day to see another day, and you look forward to getting your treatment and getting better for you and your babies and your wife?
Certainly the people, the whole world out there. I cannot describe the amount of, feedback I've received from people from all parts of the world. Some people don't even know me. They call me and say, I saw your story, I'm ready to give you this much. They don't even know me. They even asked me not to thank them. So I think for me, well, personally, I don't have any attributes I can say attracted all this, attention from the whole world. But certainly being in the media, probably the tools I used also did some effect to that. But to be honest, I don't know the effect, how it came up.
Why the sympathy is that much. Well, here's the thing. When we were talking off camera earlier, we talked about the fact that certain things in our culture, in the Rwandan culture, are very taboo-like. Certain things you cannot talk about. It feels like certain things are not passed on from parents to children. It's not taught enough in schools. It's not taught enough in other programs. And one of those is cancer. Now, when we're talking liver cancer, can you tell us, from what you've now known, what the symptoms are for others that may be going through the same things or that might go through the same things after?
As days went on, I realized that probably I could have had signs earlier, and I never figured out. And probably the doctors at some point also gave me medicine for a wrong, diagnosis. But this came after I read a lot of literature on cancer and all. But I'm sorry, but most of us could be walking around with signs which we are not able to understand the cause. Because to be honest, doctors told me I was lucky to find out a bit early. And you see, in our culture here, we don't talk much about our illnesses. It's something we usually keep to ourselves. But for me right now, I would encourage anyone out there, go do the necessary tests if you have the means, If you feel something strange in your body, go out there and check. It costs nothing to check. And probably prevention is better than cure.
What kind of tests should they be going
personally,
for?
the way it started, I had a stomach upset, the usual stomach upset, maybe some food poisoning, maybe, I had eaten some bad things which my stomach didn't like, so there was that reaction, just a normal, stomach upset. So I went to the doctor, he gave me medicine to cure the stomach complication. I took the medicine. For 24 hours, there was no change, so the pain persisted, and it was shifting to the right of my stomach, this side. So I went to the doctor again and said, I'm feeling a lot of pain. This time it was too much. I couldn't move, I couldn't go to work, I couldn't do anything. So he said, let's just simply check one of your organs could be uncomfortable. So he checked using the ultrasound. And the next thing he told me was that I think your liver is not okay. I see a bit of swelling here and there. So I was in shock. I said, I've never had any complications before regarding the liver. So he said, you never know, just go do the scans, do the necessary scans. So one thing led to another, then eventually we did the MRI scan which confirmed the tumor. And then I went and did the biopsy later, which confirmed the cancer. And you see all these stages of diagnosing the cancer was very shocking to me, because those who know me, I used to live a normal life, having a bit of fun here and there. I never had any other signs before, like ill health. So this is something that just fell out of the blue skies.
Basically, it can happen to anyone.
It can happen to anyone. Anyone would be moving around with it, and they don't know they have it.
Yes.
So go out there, do the necessary checks, and take the prevention measures early.
No, so just yesterday we were talking about this on Hot Topics, and we came back to the point that we feel that as we're looking at it from people who are not even suffering from the disease yet, and we already feel like there's not enough being done, especially not just in Rwanda, but in the region,
right.
you know, to help cancer patients to get the treatment that they deserve. Many still have to travel long distances, like you said. You still have to raise all this money so you can go get treatment somewhere else. What has your experience been like, and what do you feel can be done, should be done actually, to change this situation?
I think it has to do with our development level. You know, we are not a developed country yet. That's a fact we have to live with. Probably in a few years' time we'll get there. But what I can say is that while we don't have, the facilities to handle such complications, at least we have the facilities to diagnose. And I think even a Centre de Santé somewhere in the countryside can also diagnose signs of cancer. Probably they refer you to the big hospitals in the capital. I think for us now in Rwanda we can diagnose the disease, but the next step is handling it. That's where the challenge is. It's not only in Rwanda, I think the whole of Africa, probably South Africa.
But do you feel that your experience throughout the whole diagnosis and finding out you were being given 110% of the care that you think you deserve?
Yeah, I would say probably the doctors have given me a lot of attention.
With the means that we have,
Yes,
of
with
course.
the means that we
Yes,
have.
yes. The doctors have really given it 100%. And I can't have a single complaint on but probably me, I could be a bit sharp. I could be probably someone from Nyamasheke cannot be able to have her way around.
Right.
But when I went to the hospital
Or
yesterday,
doesn't understand all these terminologies. Or
yes, probably me. I read. Actually, the doctor asked me, "You seem to know a lot. Are you a doctor?" I said, "I'm merely a journalist." He said, "You seem to know a lot of stuff, but probably someone else does not do the same."
Yes.
But I found also someone at the hospital who is from, I think she told me she's from Rutsiro district. So she just came, to test because she had some complications here and there. So I probably think all Rwandans have access to these facilities that can diagnose, the disease. And probably what is difficult are the means to go for the treatment.
All right, now
beyond just diagnosis.
Absolutely. Now, Edmund, besides social media, besides the fact that people have been sending each other, WhatsApp messages with all these numbers for the GoFundMe, when you're looking at the amount, it seems like it's really a lot. How much, where are we now when it comes to the amount? How much do we need between now and when you have to go to India? And then how long will the treatment take in itself once in India so we can have you back here in Rwanda?
There are quite a number of groups doing different things, but we have not compiled corrections from all the sides, but at least we have a figure that at least we are above halfway the amount we need, which is very promising because very many doctors have told me you don't need to have the full amount, just go, do the treatment, and if your people continue doing things, probably the money will find you there. Or you can even pay in installments.
Right.
So right now, I think we are doing very well. And probably yesterday I told some of the people doing the things that I'm not just now looking at the treatment. I could probably do something, considering the love people have showed me, the outpouring of love and support, moral, financial. I was thinking it shouldn't just stop here, that I go get my treatment, then come back, continue my life. I was thinking probably I can do something big for the society, probably set up a cancer foundation to do some awareness here and there, support people with the disease,
being done
probably help them mobilize funds in future, then probably can be a very good initiative.
Well, one testimony that I can give, Fidelis, when I called Edmund to ask him for an interview, because in these times, it's not the easiest thing to do. I told him I'd rather talk to him face to face first, like in person. I didn't want to have any phone conversations. And then the thing that amazed me was that he told me, "You'll find me at work. I'm at work right now. Do you know where I work? Do you know where the building is?" I was like, that's the way to approach this kind of illness, is to actually go with your days the same way you were doing before, because it's very easy to get lost in negativity.
Maintain the high spirits.
Absolutely, in pessimism, and then lose all hope.
Yes.
We appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
This
And
is
we
great.
wish
You're
you-
part of our family.
Yes.
We're rooting for you. We're gonna be pulling for you, and anything you need from us, you'll get.
Regis, now I think what I find even most compelling about this story is the strength that he has throughout this whole situation. Edmond has been amazing. I keep on telling people, like, when you talk to him, when the vibe that he gives off is clearly, a strong soul. What did you think?
He makes me want to live my life to the fullest, because the way he's taking this, I mean, he's taking it in such great spirits and, with so much strength and so much will to want to bend this disease. I mean, I have so much respect for him. Just the fact that he's going to work every day shows you that anything can be beaten. I'm pretty sure we'll raise these funds. I'm pretty sure he'll be going to India to receive treatment.
Yeah.
He's an amazing soul. He's great.
He really is.
Absolutely. Well, crowned Miss Rwanda 2015 out of 15 finalists at 19 years old, Doriane Kundwa has been seen on all fronts promoting women and young ladies in Rwanda and abroad. This past July, she attended in Brazzaville Miss Festival Panafricain de Musique, a biannual beauty contest that takes place during FESPAM. 7 months after her crowning, we're taking a look back at a journey that has been truly unique. Let's take a look back. It's been 7 months since she's been crowned Miss Rwanda 2015. Dorine Kundwa, who was 19 years old at the time, has seen the world ever since and has represented Rwanda the right way. She's been part of many conferences and other activities taking place in the country where, as the reigning Miss Rwanda, her voice speaks volumes as someone who represents young women in the country.
Ndabashimira cyane urukundo n'ubufasha mukomeje kungaragariza.
This past July, she attended in Brazzaville Miss Festival Panafricain de Musique, a biannual beauty contest that takes place during FESPAM. We're taking a look back at her journey, but also remembering the steps that led her to becoming Miss Rwanda. It should be a great conversation. Regis Sheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. Doriane, welcome to the show. It's great to finally have you on the show. We've been running out. I've interviewed you like in other places where you're attending other functions as Miss Rwanda, but it's the first time interviewing you. This is a little bit. You're very beautiful in person. You're
Thank you so
very,
much.
very beautiful. All right, so first of all, congratulations, because I haven't been able to tell you that in the past 7 months. And then, what has the journey been like, truly? Because February. September, a lot has happened. You've traveled the world, you've seen other things. What has been the greatest single thing you've done since you became Miss Rwanda?
The greatest. I'll say that a lot have happened, as you're saying, but the first thing, now I'm working with My Train Rwanda. It's a project that is doing the operations for cleft lip children, and it's really touching. Really touching to see those children, and it's something that I can say that touched me a lot, seeing them there crying and all that, and then after seeing them smile with no cleft on their lips. So it's the greatest thing
We had Miss
Yeah.
World Kenya actually come here, a
Yeah.
good friend of yours who was
Yeah.
talking about it as well. She's invested in the same cause. Now, you're flying out of the country next week. Me, while doing my research, and we always read the news here, you went to Brazzaville in July during FESPAM. Now, what has it been like to actually wear the crown, go out of the country, represent Rwanda? You're like basically an ambassador, just like a regular ambassador is.
Yeah.
What has it been like?
It's not easy because when you are there, you're representing the dignity of your country.
Right.
You're representing a lot, but also it's amazing to see yourself doing something for development of your country, and also meeting new people, knowing about other cultures. So it's really good.
All right, now,
Yeah.
the support you've been getting, I mean, at the functions we've been meeting, I've been there covering, you're there as a guest of honor. I mean, you've had to do a lot of things, events where the president is, where other foreign, important personalities are. Has it been a little bit, does it take you aback a little bit? Do you feel like, whoa, I don't really necessarily belong in this room. It's a bit too much. How has it been like?
Yeah, sometimes you feel like that because the world where you were and then the world you're in today, it's really totally different. So sometimes you feel like, oh, this is kind of too much for me.
You get
but
to meet
then
people like from all walks of life, right?
Yeah.
It's been amazing. Now,
Yeah.
you're visiting Germany starting next week. What's the purpose of the trip?
I'm going with Sebamed. It's a cosmetic industry. So I'm working with them. As you know, they were among the sponsors of Miss Rwanda project. So I'll look to work with them after I come back here to Rwanda.
Get that Sebamed check, girl. I totally agree with that. Now, tell us, in this, couple of months since you became Miss Rwanda, a lot of people feel like she has no other goals but being Miss Rwanda. I mean, this is, to most girls, this is as high as you can go, right? Now, do you have other goals? Is there any school goals, any career goals? What do you want to do after your term has run its course?
I think Miss Rwanda is just a pathway to fulfill your goals. It's not the main goal. So for me, I have a lot. Of course, I want to build a career. I have to study. I have to continue studying. And I have a dream more than Miss Rwanda.
Right.
So I would say that actually after Miss Rwanda, that's when I will be studying the real goal and fulfilling my dreams.
Now, the young
Yes.
girls who are watching you right now and their mothers who are watching the show, and they're probably saying, this is a well put together girl. She has her head on her shoulders. She knows where she's going. But there's a lot of girls who still struggle with self-esteem. They have issues with makeup. They feel like the more makeup you apply, the more beautiful you are. They have issues with, relationships, not feeling comfortable enough in their skin. What would you tell them? What to you is a confident woman? What to you is a woman with goals, with a vision, and who doesn't worry necessarily about how the world judges her?
I believe that our uniqueness is our beauty. Yeah, so you don't have to look like someone else to feel like you're beautiful or to feel confident. So you are the one who has to build your confidence in you and in others. So I'll tell them that they don't really have to compare themselves with others because there is a reason why I'm called Dorian and I have my own personality and no one can come and replace me. So that's the same case for them. They have to feel like they are unique and they are beautiful and they are special the way they are.
Now, most young girls, when they're very young, at 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, they start envisioning their wedding and their wedding day and how they want to be dressed. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now, did you envision being, competing in beauty pageants and wanting to be a model? Is this something that was always in the back of your mind, or is this something that came along slowly with you, realizing that you were maybe of a certain stature, that you were your physical attributes will help to propel you to that level? Was there any, awakening moment, or is this something that you always wanted to do?
It's not something I would always wanted to do. It's just something that came accordingly. But I would say that it all came from my dream because I like to inspire people or to see people's lives changing. And I think this was one of the opportunities I had. So I was like, let me just try it.
All right, now after Sebamed, after you come back from Germany, what else is next for Dorian Nkundwa? For those who want to know what Dorian Nkundwa is doing, what are you doing next? I mean, during your tenure as Miss Rwanda?
I have a lot of projects coming on the International Girl Child Day. I'm planning to do something and people expect something from me. And I'm really willing to work with young ladies in Rwanda, whether I am still Miss or after. So I would say that there is a lot to come, but I like to say things when they are almost there.
You've been
Yes.
around the world. Just clarify this for all of us watching. Are Rwandan girls the most beautiful girls in the world? Would you say that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, listen, it says it all. Thank you very much for coming
You're
on the show. We
welcome.
appreciate you having you here.
Thank you
And
so
hopefully
much
you'll
for the
be-
invitation.
Hopefully you'll be back soon.
Yeah, sure.
She's great, right?
She really is.
Very
And she's
beautiful
very
in
beautiful,
person, absolutely.
Very beautiful. I mean, it's not always often that you find a young person who's ready to take on so much responsibility and do it so gracefully and
Very
perfectly.
graceful.
It's such a beautiful thing to see. And, you know, I have to say, I think we made the right choice, huh?
Absolutely.
We really did.
Very inspiring. All right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
All right, welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda, the review. Now, there were some big business stories in the news this week. Fidelis took us through some of this week's trending business stories. Now let's take a look back at the best of the week in business. All right, Fifi, so tell me, what has it been like previously for farmers to access warehouses?
Well, let's just start from the roots. So initially, most farmers used to practice subsistence farming. And that's what the government has been trying to change for a long time. So they're trying to push farmers to produce their crops and sell them because this would be a good way for them to make money.
Right.
But once again, because there's been a shortage of storage facilities in the country, that has been a major problem. We've seen the East African Exchange come into play, trying to help them, not only because these storage facilities will make them make more money, but they'll also help them to get, credit. So what they do is they take the receipts for what they've produced, and they can get credit from banks and all these things, which can help them develop their everyday life. So the construction of this particular facility started in 2013 and is expected to end in December this year. And it's one of the strategic storage reserves that's being built in different parts of the country. And basically, with a capacity of about 6,000 tons, that's a lot of crops that are being saved.
Right.
And hopefully farmers understand why they need to save these crops, because it's still quite a new practice that has not really synced in for them, and they don't really understand how it works. But like I said, the East African Exchange has been doing a lot, teaching people. I've actually talked to people from the East African Exchange, and they were telling me how they've actually made it a priority for them to go district to district, explaining to them how these warehouses would work and how they would help them. And hopefully, with another one coming into play, it will really change their lives.
Okay, now why has accessing mining certificates been an issue here in the country?
Well, initially, industrialists worldwide they've been very tight about this conflict-free minerals because we've heard about it, we don't know how it works. So and reported had it that most of the minerals that are coming out of the East African region, rather even actually the whole East Africa and Congo and all these countries are not conflict-free, and most people do not want to buy minerals that are not conflict-free. So basically, since this agreement came into play, there's been a lot of issues that have had to be dealt with. Minister Evod Imena was talking about, and he said they've had to reevaluate all their rules, all their what their guidelines are, so that they can so that they can let people come into Rwanda and start practicing mining. So basically, that has slowed down the pace in which they used to issue mining certificates. And right now, there's talks that it takes up to 4 to 6 months. And for some investors, that's a bit too long. They're thinking this is money
that's just sitting there and being wasted. So that's why we have people like Phoenix that who are saying it's going to affect how they export goods. So hopefully, but they address this issue, and they're saying very soon they should be able to get their certificates and be able to mine. So it should be dealt with very soon.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job. I love the report.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda's weekly review show. Now on to sports.
Now, our very own Arnold Quizera caught up with the Cycling Federation. Let's take a look back.
Joining me in studio is Furaha Jack, the Media and Communications Officer of the Rwanda Cycling Federation. Now, I didn't talk about cycling earlier, but we needed to talk about, because yesterday evening we had the return of the gold medal winners from Congo Brazzaville. Congratulations on that achievement, Mr. Furaha.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've seen cycling move. You guys have had a project over 8 years. Where did this dream come from?
It came several years ago when we realized that we can have top riders in Africa. You know, our country, you know, is a hill country, have a lot of mountains here, and we realized that we too can have top riders like Eritrea. So we started the project Rwanda, Team Rwanda. Now you see how far we've come.
Yeah. Now, when you looked at the crop of the team that was in Congo Brazzaville, that participates in the Tour de Rwanda, that was in the Tour de Rio in Brazil, majority of these young men have not been as lucky as so many average Rwandans. You know, they have not had even the basic education. How did you pick them? How did you pinpoint and say, Valence Ndaisenga, you have a talent within you. Jadi, Janvier Hadi, you have a talent in you. How did you come up with this?
You know, we have a lot of races, local races in Rwanda. At least every month we have one race. So we are able to see those young riders who can compete with Team Rwanda riders. You know, that's how these young riders like Valence Ndaisenga came. That's how riders like Aurelia Joseph come. So we've been having those races to be able to see those young riders who can make it to the next stage.
Yeah. Now we've seen last year was your maiden year, or you know, a Rwandan rider to win the Tour de Rwanda. Take us through the preparations of this team.
You know, it's a long process. You know, right after one Tour of Rwanda, we start preparations for another Tour of Rwanda. So, for example, this year the preparations started after we won the Tour of Rwanda. So it includes a lot of things. You know, as far as team preparations are concerned, we have many international races. So Team Rwanda riders are able to compete with top riders around the world. You know, as you said, last month we were in Brazil in Tour de Rio. Our riders, like Hadi Janvier, with other 4 riders, have been in Netherlands training with the UCI Center, the USA Center, which is based in Netherlands. You know, Ndaisenga, for instance, has been in Switzerland for about 6 months. We have those kind of competitions, and our riders are able to compete with other riders. So before Tour of Rwanda, a month before, they are staying in Musanze, in Africa Rising Cycling Center, where they don't even use their cell phones. They are just there training, nothing else, so just training for
now
Tour of
Rwanda. About
Rwanda.
something nice about the African Rising Center, which I'm going to get back to a little later. But before that, you talked about these cyclists going out for months for training at these UCI camps in the Netherlands and Switzerland. Now, where do you get the backing to send these riders, and what form of partnerships do you forge along the way?
You know, Team Rwanda manager, who is also our Team Rwanda head coach, Jonathan Burrier, he was a top rider.
Yeah,
you know.
he was at the Tour de France.
Yes, he was the first American to compete in Tour of France. So he has many connections. So he also has a lot of support, donations. We also have the support from our government, you know. So whenever we want to go somewhere, we just go to the Ministry of Sports, and then we tell them that we want to go somewhere, so they help us, you know.
So it looks like it's an open bag for you now. What level of organization do you guys have that makes you very different from other sports federations in the country, that even the government has an open check to cycling at the moment?
You know, we have leaders at our federation who know what they want, and they know how to get it. You know, they have a vision and they know how to get there. So they also stick to the time frame. That helps a lot because they really like cycling. They are passionate about what they are doing.
If you could break it down for our viewers out there at home, what's this vision that you're talking about? What's the next vision? What's the next phase? What are you guys planning for Rwandan cycling?
You know, after we won Tour of Rwanda last year, we knew that we can do better. You know, we knew that we can do anything. You know. So this year we want to win Tour of Rwanda as well. You know, we've just won 2 medals at All Africa Games, which is a good thing because we also won the gold medal. I think you know it. So now the focus is on Tour of Rwanda. So we want to win Tour of Rwanda, and then we want our riders to have professional teams. You know. They work as professionals, you know, because they are always on their bikes, they are competing, they are traveling all over the world, but they don't have professional teams. So far, we have only one rider, Adrian Yoshuti, who is riding for MTN Kubeka.
Okay. Before we wrap up, there's something we talked about earlier, which is the African Rising Cycling Center. Now, why was this center chosen to be in Rwanda, and of what importance is it to regional cyclists and Rwandan budding cyclists?
You know, it started with Team Rwanda. So Team Rwanda, of course, had to be based in Rwanda. And afterwards, they realized that they could expand, because we used to have riders from Eritrea and Ethiopia who used to come and train with us. So we said maybe we can expand and invite all African riders. And that's how the idea of creating Africa Rising Center came about.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jack Furaha. Tour de Rwanda is around the corner, November
15th.
Hopefully we'll have you back here. Thank you very much.
Cycling has been taking over all sports, yeah, representing.
Even people who are not into sports. This is a success story just because...
Even I was talking about it, hey.
You know, Rwanda is winning, so
yes.
Whenever Rwanda is winning, it doesn't matter if you're a sports aficionado, you just like it. You just like it, you beam with pride, and we're loving this.
Hey, maybe I'll climb a bicycle one of these good days and start my sports.
Absolutely, all right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda, the review. We'll be right back after the break.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Now, this had to be one of my favorite reports this week. It is the festival on everyone's mind at the moment, especially now that the weekend is very close.
Yes, absolutely.
The much anticipated Mutsing Beer Festival. And as usual, we have all the details on what to expect at this year's event. Let's take a look back.
Now, we all know how excited people are about this upcoming event, but what do you expect from it?
Iki gikorwa cya Beer Fest kigarutse ifite ingufu nyinshi cyane ikimenyimenyi ni uko aho tugiye kugikorera ni hagari kubera ubwinshi bw'abantu duteganya kubona ni kuri 19 na 20 z'uku kwezi hanyuma amafaranga 5,000 gusa yonyine akaguhesha uburenganzira bwo kwidagadura muri icyo gikorwa cy'iminsi ariko buri munsi wose ni igiciro cy'5,000.
It's no secret that the Mafika Zolo is definitely going to be a highly bulky event, so that the Congo their hardest journey sounds like Yamba Nawi and their research beats, Kona.
We were looking for the perfect artist that would represent the brand, Mutsik, being a premium brand in Rwanda. So we looked for some of the best African artists in Africa to represent Mutsik for this beer festival. So one of them is Mafiki Zoro. I'm sure you all know Mafiki Zoro. They're quite big in Africa, and I think they're a clear presentation of what Mutsik is all about, a premium brand. We also have Lilian Babazi coming from Uganda, one of the best East African artists. So basically what it is, we wanted the right artist to represent Mutsik.
And joining us in studio now is Julius Kayoboke, Marketing Director at Bralira, and artist and performer Albert Rudatsimburgwa. Albert, a man of many talents. I mean, we've had you on the show before in another capacity. Here you are with your guitar, and I know you a while back, entertaining partygoers in Kigali, you know, having your band and all that. What brings you back to your first love?
It's all part of the creative industry, whether it's political or it's still creative.
Right.
You know, it's things of that you feel, that you like, that you. Yeah. I mean, and this is the kind of stuff that you never forget. You know, it's part
like
of
riding
you.
a bike, right?
It's like riding a bike or swimming or even on rollers. You know, I've done this before. When I invited me for painting. You know?
That might happen next week. You never know. Julius, the beer fest, I mean, since 2012, we haven't had another one. Of course, there's a demand there. Why hasn't there been another one? Is there a particular reason?
No particular reason. It's just that we wanted to wait for the right time to celebrate with our consumers and our fans, and we felt that this was the right time. There's a lot going right for Rwanda. There's a lot going right for us as a company, so we wanted to reward our consumers.
Now, when you say a lot of is going right, you mean, you know, including Mutsik or mostly Mutsik?
Including Mutsik. I mean, there's a lot right. Some of our other brands, we had a great run at Primus Guma Guma Superstar 5, which ended a couple of months ago. We had over 50,000 people. And I think on average, we've been having 25,000 people at our shows, 25 to 30,000. So a lot of it is going right for our company, and a lot of it is going right for Mutsik.
And these guys, they were part of bringing back the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely.
They outdoor campaign was just out of this world. These guys went cuckoo on this one, you know. You remember the zebras like going popping out their eyes,
absolutely.
You know?
The billboards have been very creative, hilarious, if I should say.
Yeah.
Here's the thing now, Albert. To those who haven't heard you sing, who don't know you're an entertainer to begin with, what should they expect when they show up to the fest?
The best of the best. And thanks to Mutsik, you know, because, you know, he's calling that the beer fest, but actually he should be putting there also / music fest. Yeah. Because, I mean, let me commend the whole, their family, all of their brands. Guma was Primus, but, you know, it's like supporting, it's like giving it an environment also a living environment for music.
Right.
The Guma was a one style, and I'm so happy of what we're gonna do with the beer fest now. It's just pure soul, you know. So if people have never heard me performing, maybe they've never heard the Beatles or Jimi Hendrix, because that's my generation.
Absolutely. Listen, Julius, now, we've heard it. It's been all over social media. People are excited in Kigali. I mean, you know, a couple months ago, Sauti Sol was in the country. big craze in the city. Now we're hearing you guys are bringing Mafiki Zolo. How tough was it to bring them in the country, and how excited are they to perform in front of a Rwandan crowd?
It was not that difficult, actually. I told you a lot is going right in Rwanda right now. They've heard of Rwanda and they've heard of everything that's going down here, and they were excited to bring it. So it's not even Mafiki Zolo alone. We've got Lillian coming back home, and when we say we've got the best of the best brought home, we've got the Nubian gypsies. We've got,
that's amazing.
You know, with Sar Albert. You know, this is I'm like a fan, actually.
Right, you'll be sitting back reclining and watching the show,
it's
right?
almost like I did it for myself. But
a la carte. Right. I want this and I want that.
Play me that song. But then we also have new up-and-coming artists. We got Mike Kaihura.
He's unbelievable.
Unbelievable talent. So the style of music is a little bit. It's good quality music. It's quality music, what I call quality music. And that goes with the Mutsik brand perfectly.
Now, to those who are going to be at the Beer Fest, tell them what's on deck. I mean, besides the artists, what are they looking forward to? How are the activities going to take place? Just give them, you know, a little idea about what they're going to see there. And remember, there's some who weren't there in 2012 and even before.
Oh, that's fine. The Mutsik Beer Fest is a celebration of beer, and it's a celebration of good beer. So that's primarily what it is. And to celebrate such an occasion, we brought the best musicians that we could find from all over and from home. So expect a good time, expect great music, expect great beer. There's also going to be some food as well. But most of all, what I would like to tell people who are coming, we've got a lot of buses bringing people over, so please do not drink and drive. And
that's great. That's a really good way to approach it.
And if you do have to drive, bring your friends, and for the driver, we'll have some soft drinks for the driver.
All right. Now, when we're talking prices here, the tickets are going for how much?
Yep.
How long is it going to take?
Well, how long is it going to take? It starts at 2 p.m. Saturday the 19th and Sunday the 20th of this month, next weekend.
Right.
The tickets are only 5,000 francs, and with that, you know, you get transportation if you want to go in the buses. You get a coupon for 5 draft kegs, draft beer, and you get great entertainment. So it's our way of saying thank you.
I like that. Now, Albert, like I said, in the 90s, you were very renowned for doing classic tunes. One of them being Papa Was a Rolling Stone. You were really good at that. Can we hear a little bit of it?
A little bit. Let me tell you also what we're going to be doing on in this, because let me thank really Julius, because he, not just by being a fan, but by making it happening.
Right.
Because he came to us and said, guys, I'd like to revive it. You know, I mean, at least to share that with people who haven't seen it. And we told him, you know, I told Julius, if I come back on stage, be nice is we have everybody inside there, and we have the Mutsau, we have people who know Budi, other great musicians are going to be present. We're going to have actually a big band on stage. We're going to be like around 10, 12, something like that. We have a horn section, we have a whole rhythm section with different drummers, with different the whole percussion system. We have different guitar player, different keyboard player, different performance singers, and it's going to be an all-star band, you know. And we're going to have just fun, and it's going to be playing. I mean, we're going to feel it like it's Woodstock or anything like that, or a big, you know. So when it comes to performing, man to man, it's so unjust, baby. You don't know who to trust, yeah. 'Cause your best friend could be your worst enemy, and your worst enemy, your best friend. Like Bob Marley used to say, some of us will come and eat and drink with you, but behind,
you're back.
Susu upon you.
Did he really say susu upon you?
It's actually a life lesson.
I know your secret, so only can we feel it. Who that cafe, la them worrying. Who the cafe? Let them worrying. I say me throw me corn. No corn, no foul. And I want to hear cook, cook, cook. Come on, Reg! Clack, clack, clack. Oh, this is the kind of stuff we're going to be
See, I'm not multi-talented like you are. One hand of applause for what Albert is doing here. But this is great.
But that was, I think that was the weirdest Papa was a Rolling Stone that I've
It was.
It was the 3rd of September. That day I always remember. Cause that was the day, good love, when my dad died. Yeah. I never got a chance to know him. I only heard but good things about him. So mama, I'm relying on you. Tell me the truth. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Come on, Julius.
You don't want to hear
Don't be
my
shy.
Wherever he laid his hand was his home. And when he died, all he left was alone. And now will come the funk time from Minneapolis. Get up. Get up. Yeah. I don't want to sell it now. Come on Sunday.
As you guys see, I mean, this is going to be a huge party. You do not want to miss it. Yeah. Before we wrap up, though, Julius, any information you would like to share with the public about the big days, the 2 days, and what to expect, basically?
If you're a kid, come with your parents.
Right, I like that. That's a great approach.
Yeah, no kids, please. No underage drinkers, please. We're gonna be strictly reinforcing.
Right.
We're here to have a good time. We're here to have fun. But we want to make sure that it's done responsibly. I don't want to harp on about this because it's all about fun and celebration.
Right.
But don't drink drive. Don't overdrink. Just no Moody's, no Rudy's. Just Bashment crew. I think that's
kudos to Bralira. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Albert, last word.
If you miss that, I mean, you just change country.
Don't wait to watch it on YouTube, basically.
No. Yeah. Right. Go to Europe and join the other guys, the migrants.
Rain or shine. Huh? Rain or shine, it's going down.
It's happening.
It's happening, rain or shine.
We like that.
Yeah, no
well, guys,
rise and shine.
We appreciate you guys coming to Rise and Shine to share the great news with us. Yep. We cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Albert, Mutar, Budi, Mafikizolo, all of them, grooving and, throwing it down. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. All right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. Don't you like having Albert in studio with his guitar?
He's always so much fun.
He's full of energy.
He really
and
is.
we always have him on the show to debate political
he's a man of many talents,
He has a bunch of talents, but it's amazing what Julius and Bralira are doing. This is great. I mean, I can't wait to have Mafikizolo in the country. I know we're going to have a lot of fun.
Will you be going to the event tomorrow?
On Sunday for Mafikizolo, tomorrow for our local artists as well. It's going to be amazing.
Hey, I'm excited. It's always nice to know that you're getting into the weekend in the right mood, like good kahundas.
Absolutely. Now, don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and the reports we do on a daily basis. Like us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We'd love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website. Which is?
www.riseandshinerwanda.rw.
All right.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today, so we love to hear feedback, so do let us know if you have any idea for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Fidelis Karangwa.
And me, Regis Isheja. We'll be here same time, same place on Monday. Do join us then. But for now, from this beautiful co-host of mine and myself and the rest of the great team that's working, behind the scene, we're wishing you to have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday.
Goodbye.
Have a great weekend, guys.